I'm going to tell you a trick for how to mentor your employees to appear more valuable. Yesterday, I shared a video on a Fortune article that said Gen Z does not know how to provide value at work. I made a video about how that is a cultural mismatch that people don't even know what that means. That can be corporate jargon. Your employees are likely more valuable than you think. Good luck doing the job without them, but they don't know the unwritten rules that are expected in corporate jargony situations. And I'm Dr. K. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for people from low-income backgrounds. So let me share my IO psychology toolbox to help you bridge these class divides. As an IO psychologist, I'm always thinking of how does the human labor tie to organizational goals. All the decisions we make about human capital should be aligned to those precious organizational goals. But you don't have to remember this whole pyramid. You can actually use a simple trick called the STAR method. STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. As an IO, I think of these in reverse. I look at what is the result I want, what is the action that is needed to get there, what tasks are required to achieve that action, and what situation or context could these be performed in. Train your employees to report their performance to you in this format and see the difference it makes. This will help them tie what their everyday tasks are to the overall organizational goals, which is what many of your executive leaders are going to interpret as value. Let me give you an example of your takeaway homework from this video. The situation, a leader noticed they might be favoring certain team members with similar backgrounds or personalities to their own. So the task, they need to implement a structured evaluation process using the STAR method to ensure fair performance assessments across other team members. To do this, they can take the action steps of creating a standardized STAR template for all of their performance evaluations and teaching it to their employees. They can require their employees to give specific examples of how they've reached the organizational goals. They can develop measurable criteria for each of the organizational goals and let employees know what behaviors they're expecting so that they keep that in mind as they're conducting their tasks. They can conduct blind reviews of people's STAR responses by removing people's names, and they can have multiple reviewers also review the STARs to make sure that their own biases aren't getting in the way. And the results of this will be performance evaluations being more consistent and fact-paced, employees perceiving that the process is more fair, some would say it could go up to 30% higher, basing promotion decisions on more justified behavior, improving leadership in the future and the well-being of the company, and also retaining people because they might perceive the process as more fair. Doing this process as a leader, you're also going to address your own biases, and you might surprise yourself at who could really be successful in your organization, and it might be someone who's not just like you. And team diversity and leadership roles will likely also increase. The STAR method is useful for so much, including how to interview and write a cover letter. If you're interested in seeing a video on those, drop a comment. Before we wrap up, if any of this resonates with you and you're ready to see how it can be integrated into your work life, you can book with me on my website. If you're not sure where to get started, the first 20 minutes are free, and that's the white button above me. And if you're ready to dive into coaching, click the purple one on the top. I'll put the links in the description of this video.